get passed, if they would do $25 billion and secure our borders, and if they would have done that back in the Reagan years when it was first implemented and earmarked for this sort of thing, for decades our congressional members have done nothing. We would not be here today. We would not be having to ask our fellow Americans to step with us, stand shoulder to shoulder, and provide the security that we need. But thank God that we have the free thinking and the patriotic Americans that understand the importance of this. And I'm hoping that they will continue contributing, give up a movie a month, give up on going out to dinner a month, and join us, because we have to keep building this wall. We have to supplement what DHS is doing and make this a secure country.
Because the money that you all have donated to this wall is on top of the tax dollars that you already pay that should be going to this. So as Marianne wonderfully pointed out, if you would like to contribute to this, if you would like to see this wall being built longer, higher, stronger, because it actually works. You can do that a few ways. You can go to webuildthewall.us. Again, that's webuildthewall.us. You can also call 855-855-WALL. The phone lines are open, waiting to accept your donations. For $100, you get a custom paver that goes on the bottom. For $1,000, you get a plaque that goes up the side. And for $5,000, you get a climbing plate to go on the top. So really important contributions. You are making a difference here each and every day. Now, a big issue that's come up, and I know it's being talked about in the Democratic debates as we speak, is how walls don't work. We've heard this from Democrats a lot. Walls do not work. Physical barriers do not work. We need drones and this and that, and all these intangible things when we could have a tangible thing like this. However, we've heard from people here, the people that work here that wanted this wall, it's gone from 800 migrants a day to 0. That's a massive number that got diminished to nothing just from a mile stretch of wall right here. So obviously, you think walls work. What's your message to Congress who's saying walls don't work, we don't need that?
Well, first of all, Congress needs to be a little more protective of the taxpayer money that they're spending and the companies that they're awarding the contracts to, because Fisher Industries not only puts up a physical barrier, they put up a completely paved road along the physical barrier that they've built to enable our Border Patrol to do the job easier. There are sensors that go out 40 feet in each direction that will detect a person walking, a person digging, and then you have the lighting. You've got it's a three-pronged security system, and it just makes the job easier for our Border Patrol. We cannot have our Border Patrol going down rutted out dirt roads. I've been down in southern Arizona. I've driven along them. There's no way these men can get to a situation fast enough unless you've got a road like this. So Congress needs to be more protective of our money and award these contracts to a company that will do exactly what Fisher Industries did here for half the cost of what the government is paying other contractors to do, and a superior product.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what Fisher Industries can do.
Has Fisher Industries been able to place a bid into a contract? How does that work? Why aren't they able to get these government contracts?
They've placed bids in, and it's just unfortunate where the bids have been given, because a lot of these companies that have already been awarded the bids are sitting on the money that Congress has given them, collecting interest on that money, and they're not building a wall. They weren't prepared. They didn't have the machinery, they didn't have the manpower, they didn't have the product in order to start building the wall. It was a projected project. Give us the money, we'll be able to start this in 6 months or a year. Fisher Industries is ready now.
And Steve said that it came out of fruition. It just happened where y'all met Fisher Industries. They said they could do it, and I don't know the time lapse, but apparently it got done really fast and really effectively and just really well.
They had a demonstration down in Coolidge, Arizona, and Steve and I were going to that. And we found out that Brian and Chris Kovac had already gotten the invitation. And so Chris Kovac came down there. He saw it. He understood as quick as we did how important this was, how quick it was going to happen, and that Tommy Fisher was a real deal. And Fisher Industries was going to get this done for us. And
I don't know why the government doesn't pick them. Besides, corruption in the government, shocker. But
right?
And we've seen. This is obviously no small feat. They didn't do a half-baked job here. The road. Beautiful paved road, beautiful wall, multi-pronged security system, as you mentioned. We were told yesterday that it took about 30 minutes for Border Patrol to get from the bottom of this hill to the top of this hill pre-wall. They'd have to climb up or navigate, rut-ridden roads like you mentioned, or drive up paths that were not safe for their vehicles. Now, we drove up yesterday. It took us about 30 seconds to get up to the top where they can apprehend migrants. Thankfully, migrants are no longer coming here. But with Fisher Industries doing such an incredible job building, a multi-pronged approach like this, it helps everyone. You saw
it was amazing to be.
Yeah.
Look at all those excavators all lined up. I mean,
it's so lined up perfectly. Like that is so aesthetically pleasing.
And that is exactly
Construction sites don't look like that normally.
Tommy Fisher put the whole framework on the excavators and the bollards and how they could put them into the ground and have the cement poured. It was amazing to watch, and not one accident on this construction site.
We heard that yesterday. They moved over 2 million yards of dirt, which is just an incredible feat. That's unfathomable.
Moved a mountain.
They moved a mountain, literally. We saw that yesterday. And it's really helped CBP. There's, stakeout posts at 2 different parts of the wall. There's cameras, lighting. They're able to drive up there easily. It reduces their workload, reduces their stress on vehicles, and able to watch with a beautiful vantage point. We were up there yesterday. So it's really cool to see how, private sector is stepping in to aid when the government fails American citizens once again. Max, what are your thoughts on this?
I wanted to ask you this question because I think your story is very unique compared to a lot of other angel parents in the sense that there was an illegal alien driving a car in this one. And there have been a handful of Democrats, more specifically Bill de Blasio, more recently and publicly came out supporting driver's licenses for illegal aliens. And if Bill de Blasio was sitting across from the table, what kind of conversation would you be having with him to try to persuade him against that point of view?
Well, and we were just involved, Angel Families was just involved with Andy Biggs and Matt Gates and Chip Roy getting an inquiry to DHS about TSA practices here in El Paso, where the illegals just go through a line. They don't have metal detectors. They don't go through the scanning. Their bags don't go through the metal detectors. They walk through the open containers of water. They don't have any. They didn't have any of the 15 forms of ID that you and I do to have to get on a plane. Mm-hmm. They had their I-862 asylum paperwork that didn't match their boarding passes. So we brought this to Congress' attention, and they started an investigation and have DHS answering to them hopefully this week. But driver's licenses is a form of ID, one of the 15, and so now these states are providing it to these illegal aliens. We still don't even know who they are. They haven't been vetted, and now they're just being handed driver's license. They can get on flights, but the biggest thing is they don't read English, and they're trying to tell us that they're safer. It makes it safer to give them a driver's license. They cannot read the signs on the side of the road. They do not know what's going on when they're driving in our country. And so this is not making our roads safer. It is making our roads more of a hazard, as are sanctuary cities and states. They're giving these illegal sanctuary, and
their signs are going to be in Spanish now. Instead of not giving them driver's licenses, they're going to give them driver's licenses and change our signs to Spanish.
Right, just like, press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish. I mean, it's going to turn into Spanish signs on the side of the road. You're right. And this is catering too much to people who are illegally present in our country. This isn't a racist issue. This isn't a xenophobia. This is about people from all over the world coming to our country illegally and being catered to by our politicians who are treasonous to the American people.
That's a really great point you bring up, because a lot of times people are like, oh, this is racism, yada, yada, yada. It's just not one group of people coming across this border. It is not one demographic. It is not one gender. It is not one race, skin color. It is people from hundreds of countries flowing across.
60 have crossed this sector. The El Paso sector has had over 60 countries represented, and the Clint Station in particular has had China, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan,
and that's just one
Russia.
sector. There's so many sectors along the border. It came out a few days ago that there were 4 ISIS terrorists attempting to enter the U.S. Via South American countries, through Mexico and coming across the border. So it's not just Mexicans or it's not just Latinos. It's people. There's people from everywhere: Africans, Asians, you name it. People are trying to get into this country now because this country is so fantastic. But there's a legal way to get in here.
And I just read this, that in San Antonio, when these people, a lot of the Africans and the Haitians and people from South America, when they're released from federal custody and these people are helping them to go to Western Union offices to get money, they're withdrawing $7,500, $25,000. These people who are crying that they don't have a toothbrush or soap actually have more readily available cash available to them when they're released from federal custody than you or I do. And San Antonio Western Union offices are now out of cash by noon every day because these people are withdrawing such large amounts of money. Think about that.
Where's that money coming from?
People from their country are
Wiring it
wiring
in,
it to
yeah.
them. They're wiring it to themselves to wait when they get here. They can go pick it up.
I think people are paying for these caravans.
There's a
Yes.
video I saw the other day. A reporter, a news outlet or something, went into kind of one of these undercover, undocumented immigrant facilities where they're being processed, given food, kind of taught how to assimilate into American culture, and then just released. And when the cameras entered, everyone freaked out because it was kind of an undercover, unapproved site that was there, catering to these illegal immigrants. I think somebody brought up yesterday that they're now offering gender studies classes in some of these detention centers, or how to assimilate, to be changed, to be transgender or something. It's just,
Should have never happened.
it's just absolutely insane that this is, our tax dollars are going to things that we're not provided. I don't get free food from the government. I don't get free health care. I don't get free toothbrushes from the government. However, my tax dollars, our tax dollars that we work hard and pay for, are going to help people who should never have been here in the first place. There's a legal way to come in. There's a legal way to benefit from what America has to offer, and crossing illegally, committing crimes, and taking away from society is not the way to do
They
it.
will never appreciate our country the way that we do.
Mm-hmm.
They will never appreciate the freedoms that we have. They will never appreciate, working and having that dream of yours, if you open a business or something, because they've come here to be leeches off of our society. They have been trained and they have been educated that once you get over the border, it'll all be handed to you free. We're the country of opportunity for everybody and anybody but an American citizen anymore.
I have so much more respect for the people that are just doing it legally. I mean,
Oh, for sure. And they're fed up with this issue too. I mean, you talk to legal immigrants who come over who have taken their time. I have a friend who immigrated from South Korea. He did it legally. He was a legal resident here, had a green card visa, went through the process. And the day he became a U.S. citizen, I have never seen him prouder. He was in tears because he had done it right, and he is, thriving. He's now an intern up in Washington, just doing incredible things. People like him are the real people that have benefited from the system, that should be benefiting from the system, instead of illegal immigrants like the one that took your son's life and the ones we saw today in so many circumstances. It's really just heartbreaking to see. Before we wrap up, do you guys have any
I have a last
closing thoughts or
question.
words? Okay,
I have a
go
last
for it.
question really quick. So we've talked a lot about your story, what happened to your son, but we didn't at all get to know anything more about your son. So is there any? I hate to bring up something that is painful, but just so I can know a little bit more about him, how would you describe his personality or what he liked to do? Just so we can all remember a piece of him.
He was a very integral part of our community, and he was a modern beat cop. He went door to door in his area. That he was given a project to get rid of the drug dealers and the homeless people in this area, reclaim the park for the citizens of the neighborhood, got rid of the drug dealers. He provided Christmas presents for people, children who were less fortunate. He would provide Christmas for those families. He had an annual Thanksgiving dinner for the unfortunate. All of these things I've continued in his memory since he's been gone. If you Google Sergeant Brandon Mendoza, you will be amazed at the stories you will read about my son. This wasn't just a loss to me. I mean, my God, my life changed forever because he was the only one of my children who wasn't married, and so we traveled a lot together and we did a lot of things together. But he was a very important part of the community, and he was taken away from them. I had children come up to me at his funeral and after the funeral when I go to the park and go to the neighborhood and say, Mrs. Mendoza, who's going to buy us ice cream and pizza? Because he would go on his days off and play kickball with the kids in the park and buy them ice cream and pizza and talk to them about the importance of staying in school, staying out of gangs, staying off drugs, and becoming a productive member of society. And so those kids still talk to me about him. He worked very hard at the Boys and Girls Club with those children, and he made a big impact in his very short life.
You truly are an angel mom.
Thank you so much. Mesa is a beautiful community. Been there many times. I have family that lives there. So hearing your story, hearing his story, and how he impacted that community, is beautiful. I want to thank Marianne Mendoza so much for coming on. Thank you for being with us, sharing your story, sharing your son's story, and telling our viewers why it's so important that the wall gets built, why border security is put at a forefront, because no more American lives should be taken in cold blood by people that should have never been here in the first place. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. Again, I'm Jordan Parker. joined by Max Kleber and Liz Willis from Right Side Broadcasting Network. We thank you guys so much for joining us for the We Build the Wall-A-Thon. We are going to step off camera. Another group's going to come up, but we'll be back in a little bit for the closing to close out this incredible event. Don't go anywhere. You're going to see some awesome clips.
And it is not too late to donate.
It is not too late to donate
So go to
yet.
WeBuildTheWall.us. We have
Donate.
a few more hours or so. Donate now.
Thank you guys so much. We will be back in a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
Patriots, don't go away. We'll be right back with more from our Wall-A-Thon as the tote board totals keep climbing to fund new border wall projects. Donate now, because every mile matters.
Democrats bury their heads in the sand, close their eyes, and pretend that America's borders are totally safe and secure. They are not.
A river of humanity is surging northward tonight.
And President Trump has had just about enough.
We have the dumbest immigration laws in the world.
He just signed his first veto.
Is the only man who's going to save our country.
35,000 violations of the law, including 4,000 homicides.
33 people actually called 911. Their calls captured right here.
911, what is your emergency?
He was killed by that wrong-way driver. He was just 32 years old.
She knew her son had a dangerous job,
and yet he was killed off the clock.
There's somebody driving on the wrong side of the road.
Leaders rallied with angel moms to show their support.
Calling for an end to broken border policies.
We have pleaded with these politicians to do something to protect American citizens when they're stepping over dead American bodies in their rush to protect illegal alien criminals. Brandon was an incredible human being. He just lit up a room when he would walk in. Everybody loved him. It was May 12th, 2014. He was driving home from work. He was on an off-ramp. This man was coming the wrong way on that same ramp and hit my son head on. The minute we drove up and I saw all the police cars, I knew it wasn't good. And probably about 5 or 10 minutes after me arriving there, my son passed away. I started Googling this man's name who killed my son and started finding out more about him. Because the media really doesn't cover when they're illegals. That really wasn't a topic of the articles or newscasts or anything, really.
15 DPS officers working to track down this wrong-way driver.
He was 3 times illegal limit drunk. He was high on meth. So I started researching it and found out that he had been convicted of crimes in 1994 up in Colorado. And they dismissed assault, burglary, leaving the scene of an accident, but he spent no jail time whatsoever, was just released to go back out and do it again.
If we had an effective barrier across the southern border, a huge number could have been prevented because these illegal aliens are coming in, they're just walking in freely with nothing stopping them.
What will happen if the wall isn't built? We're already spending $136 billion a year supporting illegal aliens in our country, and that number is going to continue growing and be a burden on American taxpayers until the wall is built.
We have a president that's willing to make that message across this nation and have that fight.
Angel parents, very important people to me.
Angel families come forward to tell their stories, not because we've created a manufactured crisis, but because we want to tell the American people and share with you our heartache and let you know what is happening on our doorsteps, what's happening to your neighbors, what's happening to your fellow Americans. There is a way to prevent this, and it's not by continually lying to you and telling you that there isn't a problem. There is a problem. It's a national emergency, and thank you.
Thank you.
I want to help. I want to be a force in all of this, to know that I've made a difference in our country for us. And I'm doing this for his honor, because he would have done this for somebody else had it happened to them.
Let's make some noise so the people at home can hear you.
700,000 illegals came into the country, illegal aliens.
The most significant, the most important public policy decision we could deal with.
Over 4,000 a year are killed by illegal aliens. We are heading from our wonderful town hall that we had last night for We Build the Wall, and we are heading to Detroit, and we're going to have another town hall tomorrow night. And really looking forward to it. I mean, I think the American people are very excited to hear what we have to say and how we, the American people, are going to make something happen at our border that our politicians are failing to do. It was an honor to be asked to join the advisory board with We Build the Wall and be in their presence and fight alongside them. Let my son still have a voice and protect the people of America.
My daughter, Tiffany, my only daughter, was my best friend. Right on the corner waiting for her were the Mexican drugs and the fentanyl that killed her. We lose 70,000 people a year. That's just to the illegal drugs. These aren't throwaway people. These are people's children, their brothers, their sisters, their mothers.
The fact that there was another angel mom told us about her daughter dying from an opioid overdose, which it resonates with me. I know what that the mother is going through, losing a child, but just the energy that was there and the thirst for knowledge that these people had. It's an amazing team that we have put together. People are really starting to realize this is a national emergency, our president is telling us. And with each town hall that we do, I think it's going to be gaining more and more momentum. I'm so proud to be a part of this team that Brian's been able to pull together. It's people with many talents, people who know what they're doing, and we are going to do what the politicians in D.C. have failed to do, and that's to protect American people. So go, donate, do everything you need to do to become a part of this incredible movement.
Foreman Mike, We Build the Wall Construction, Sunland Park, New Mexico. Great state of Texas and Rio Grande River off to our east. We've got a brilliant solution to stop this tragedy at the nation's border with Mexico. We've stopped human trafficking. We've stopped drug trafficking. We've stopped rapes. We have stopped murders. We have shut down 19 cartel footpaths, contributing $100,000 to $200,000 worth of damage to the American public a day. We've decreased border activity from 800 people a day to nothing. You know why? Because we built the wall. We built the wall. It's safe, effective, it works. We got to get donations coming in. We need your support. We need to get the base fired up. We got a lot more miles. We got to get money. We have to keep going. Sponsorships. You can sponsor yourself for a lifetime with a complete baller panel for $5,000. $5,000. You're going to be engraved your name, your family, your corporation, your division for a lifetime. You'll be gone. It'll still be here. Baller Tubes. Baller Tubes, $1,000. Your imprints forever. American patriotism. If you can't help with that, we can go with the bricks. $100. Put your family's name, your wife, your children, your friends, anybody you want. It's going to last forever. Go to WeBuildTheWall.us. We got to have it.
Live on the U.S.-Mexico border in El Paso, Texas, and the site of the first ever Patriot-funded border wall. Join us for the We Build the Wall Wall-A-Thon.
Welcome back. Ben Berquam, Frontline America, America's Voice News. For the last hour of our epic 3-day telethon, WeBuildTheWall.us, 855-855-WALL. If you have not given yet to put your name into the history books, to put your name on the wall, you need to do it now. But when we're done this hour, it continues. This war continues to save America. Put those numbers down, put those emails down, or those websites down. Put it down, send it to your friends, invite everybody. And I am so glad to have my friend Tudor Dixon, America's Voice News, with me. And Fox City Mids, you've seen her all week. on the other side, giving you the updates. But now she's up here with us. Fog, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I like being promoted. It's nice to be up here with you guys.
I wonder how many people, when you guys switched out, were like, oh, it's the same person. The same pretty smile.
Maybe a little bit.
Very
she
cool.
got the ponytail though. She got the good.
Right.
I got the hat.
Yeah, I know. No, but it's awesome. Like the same awesome presence. So doing an awesome job out there. Like always, we had you up the other day talking about San Francisco, talking about what you do.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know for those audience, we haven't. A lot of people in this fight, because I think a lot of it comes down to censorship, but then some of it is what platform you're on.
Mm-hmm.
And so you and I didn't know each other until about 4 months ago when we crashed Nancy Pelosi's, Gavin Newsom's lawn. And you went in as Nancy Pelosi. And then from then on, we've just kept crossing paths. But you have some pretty cool stuff you've done.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's funny because people don't necessarily know what all we do, right? Because sometimes people miss it. But
I mean, other than being a sexist, obviously, because you have that hat on.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Right.
I was told just today I'm a traitor to my gender. So
where were you today?
Yeah, online, not here, not by the amazing people here, but online.
Yeah. Who said it?
Finally got doxxed. It was my first time.
Nice.
I was like, oh man, there's a
You've
first
made
time
it.
for everything. I guess that means you're really here. But yeah, so I'm a filmmaker and actress from San Francisco, and then we met because I got asked to play Nancy Pelosi, which I have to say, that was a very fun role that I have just been, waiting my whole life to perform and play the amazing Nancy Pelosi.
Your spastic fingers you should have won an Oscar or an Emmy for that.
I mean, it was really fun. The President Bush, Trump, it's really great, But yeah, that was a ton of fun. And that was how we met. And I make a number of different kind of conservative videos, things that are fun, like music videos too. I did like a series of fact PSAs, one of which we're going to play this hour, which is about illegal immigration. And then I also did I make also sort of 1-minute videos that are easily consumable on Instagram. Instagram, people got a really short attention span, so I try to keep those under a minute and also hit people with something really interesting so they kind of come away and saying, oh my gosh, I learned something, or I didn't know that. That's crazy. I can't believe that, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Chuck Schumer all used to support a wall.
Right.
What changed?
Right.
And it's funny because one of our angel parents, our angel dad, Steve, who's here, actually inspired one of these videos. So I wanted to share that with everyone at home because I think it's a really great video and sort of highlights the hypocrisy of the Democrats and how they have changed their policy over the years.
Right. What's interesting too is what you're able to do, and this next generation, guys, keep sharing, keep talking about it. We Build the Wall. We got the phones ringing right now. WeBuildTheWall.USA. Keep going there. Keep getting the app, America's Voice app. But what's interesting is the attack on conservatives. But what they don't say is how effective we are. There's a reason that you're being attacked. It's because you're effective. Like, your stuff is great. And that's what they can't handle. They can't handle the truth done in a compelling way.
And I think you're reaching different people that they are typically the people reaching. And so like what you said about making things more consumable, everybody consumes information in different ways. And so it's so important for people like you to continue to produce what you're producing and put it out there because you're reaching people that the other conservatives aren't reaching. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, and not even just conservatives, but sometimes these are kids that have never heard this stuff before. So it's really mind-blowing, and it's exciting when we reach people. And it's exciting when I get messages almost every day, and I have someone say, "Wow, you really changed my mind on that topic. I did not know those facts." Like or that's really interesting. I need to go do more research, and I'm like, "Please,
that's it. Plant the seed."
Yeah, you plant the seed, and you just hope that that they continue on their way.
Speaking of that, so we have a video lined up right here, and I believe this one got banned on YouTube. Was this? It was too controversial with the facts. Is that the showing the hypocrisy of the left?
Okay, so the Democrat hypocrites video, you actually can't search for anymore on YouTube. It's been completely, it's still there, but it's completely shadowed. So you would have to go to my page and search for it. But even if you type in the full name in quotes in Google, it does not show up.
Well, I think our audience deserves to see it. What do you think?
I think they do too. I think they'll enjoy it.
Our immigration system is broken.
Illegal immigration is wrong.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked.
I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier.
Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress.
It is time to heed the call of business leaders, labor leaders, faith leaders, law enforcement, and fix our broken immigration system.
So what changed? They're hypocrites. It's disgusting.
Hey, I guess not. We're back.
We got a tease of what's coming in just a second.
There. But there you go. So that was the video that I did called Democrat Hypocrites. As you can see in that video, Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama, and Hillary Clinton all have basically completely switched their opinion on where they stand on illegal immigration and how they believe that we should be enforcing it. So I just sort of wanted to highlight that fact that they are hypocrites.
And it's perfect timing because we have the Democrat debate going on tonight.
Yeah.
Just went on. It may have already wrapped up. I don't even care. I get sick and tired of seeing it. I can't stand it. The lies that come out with Robert Francis, the fake Mexican, and all this nonsense.
Oh yeah, speaking
the pandering.
Spanish, I heard tonight. I can't wait to watch the highlights.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the commander-in-chief. He'd be the panderer-in-chief. I'm so sick of the identity politics of these people.
Too.
They have to be called out for it, and humor's the best way to do that. You do an awesome job at that.
Oh, thank you.
I believe that we might have an update. So we are in the last moments of a 3-day Wall-A-Thon. And guys, we are still calling on you to go to 855-855-WALL or webuildthewall.us. Let's go out to Liz from Right Side Broadcasting for the update. Liz, go ahead.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, ladies. It's an honor to be here on behalf of We Build the Wall. And ladies and gentlemen, we have over $700,000 that have already, yes, you guys broke it, $700,237,000 have been allocated to making this a bigger, better, and stronger wall to help secure the safety of Americans. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in. And if you're curious about how you can contribute to this number, there are 3 different levels. Now, you can donate absolutely any amount you want, whether it's a penny or $1 million. We want, and America truly needs every single cent. The government is not able to currently get this job done, and that is clear because the Patriots from a GoFundMe account, of all places, are the ones who had to step up and get this job done. Nonetheless, they did it in a unbelievably timely and efficient manner, bigger, better, and stronger than the government contracts would have allowed. But I think that we need a little bit more of it because if we rely on the government, you guys know, it might never get done. So if you'd like to donate and you want something tangible, something you can actually come and visit one day with your family, with your grandchildren, you can say, I helped do this, I helped fight for your safety. You can donate $100. You can get a brick with your name on it. You can donate $1,000. You can get a bollard plaque going up the wall, or you can donate $5,000 and you can get a large bollard at the very top of the southern border wall built by patriots just like you. And you can have your name, your logo, anything you desire will be on it. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, please donate to We Build the Wall. Go to webuildthewall.us or call 855-855-WALL.
Thank you, Liz. Amazing job, and it's been so awesome. The people that we get to meet and have been able to hang out with over here have been amazing. Right Side Broadcasting, you guys got to watch them, pay attention to them. God bless you guys. Some other guys that we're just going to, you know what, this last hour is just a party, and we're just going to invite the people up that have been, some of them behind the scenes, some of them just doing amazing work. We've got J-Mac, and Guy Barney. You guys are flying the drones.
Yes, sir. Yes, we are. That's correct.
So I have a little drone, and I feel cool flying it around. Your drones are legit. They have heat sensors, thermal imaging. Tell us about what you guys do and what you do is so critical to the mission of what Border Patrol does and this wall.
Sure. Well, one of the greatest things is a perfect marriage between, physical barriers and security and technology. So we were up on the mountains tracking cartel movements, illegals, helping Border Patrol with their sensors. And then we even had a lot of live footage with Coyote coming across. And, Guy actually flies. He's C-17 Air Force pilot. I was Air Force. And he actually flies the actual drones in the mission.
So our mission here is to protect the security forces, to let those guys know what we see, because they're basically locked down in certain positions. So we let them know if we see things heading their way. When we begin phase 2, we'll be up here prior to construction starting to let the security forces know where they probably can have the best vantage points, protect them while they're in force, as well as protect the workers from any possible cartel stuff looking on the other side.
And when you say security forces, are you talking Border Patrol or are you talking private security?
We're talking private security guys. So we protect the security guys. We help them do their job. We're a force multiplier for them. Instead of them having to send out a massive force, they can do it with a much smaller group of people with the drone technology to be their eyes and ears for a much bigger radius than they could possibly see themselves.
And is this a mission for you guys now? Is this like what you do? How do you grow what you do? So we see this all across the country. Get private citizens taken. This is what I love about this whole thing. This is individual American citizens, many who have fought for their country, swore that oath, and then continue that oath, saying we're going to do what we can, and this is our part in this thing.
Yep.
So what's next?
Well, there's 1,954 miles along the border from the tip of Texas to out to California.
Yes, sir.
So far we've got a few miles done.
Yep.
That means there's a lot of miles left to go, right?
And are you guys going to be expanding with We Build the Wall as that grows, with additional surveillance as each section goes?
Absolutely.
So each phase.
As each phase grows, we hope to be there with We Build the Wall Inc.
Awesome.
Doing our part.
Awesome.
I think they just had live video of the.
So this was a couple days ago. We had eyes on a coyote walking back. He's still on the U.S. side right here, walking back towards Mexico. He doesn't know at this point that we've got eyes on him, but he's about to figure it out. And when he does, he ducks behind a rock to try and dislodge whatever he's carrying with him, which we could not see. He's going to try and get rid of it. Either a cell phone, pack of drugs. We're not sure, but this is the kind of stuff we can do: is track people, let the Border Patrol know where guys are, let security forces know where possible threats are.
And we also had, while we were live the other night, we had the thermal imaging, and you actually were tracking people through the mountains with that, correct?
Yes.
So did they always figure out that, because you said they kind of knew your drones were there and they weren't they were holding people so we don't want to get caught.
Right, huge deterrent so far. In fact, it was around 1 a.m. last night where the neighborhood, we call the Gap, it goes straight into the neighborhood of Juarez, and lots of bad things happen over there, raping, sex trafficking, and they pulled in a bus about 1 a.m. I think, and that bus, they said normally people will get out and run that gap, and that bus stayed there for all night. They did not unload it. So, I mean, just like this fence, amazing fence, the deterrent is now there, and the cartels now know that not just physically, but we're going to watch them. We can see their movements day and night, and we will also, at some point, have facial recognition to get these bad guys on camera. Get them coming across. Now we know who they are. They're in the data system, the database, and
I love what you're saying about bad guys, because I think that the focus on this wall situation nationally has been these kids and parents, and that we're keeping people out that are in desperate need of coming in. But you are protecting us from bad guys.
That's our mission. And again, I said it today. Sometimes we use the word sex trafficking as a buzzword, right?
Yeah.
But if you really dig into what's happening, someone's got to protect these children that can't protect themselves. So, just like today on national news, they said that poor dad and the child drowned coming across. But if they know they cannot come across and there's no way, they're not going to make that journey, and there's going to be way less deaths.
Well, and there's not going to be the incentives when they get here that we have the red carpet rolled out for them. I mean, I blame that. That's another story. So that came up. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I blame that dad. They come out and start blaming America. Blame the dad for putting his daughter in that danger and that child dying. It's tragic, but it's not America's fault.
Right.
It's the stupidity of that father to put his child in danger.
Absolutely. If you go play in the highway, you're going to get those results, right?
Well, God bless you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Where can people find out what you do?
SaxonRemoteSystems.com is our company.
Say it again.
Saxon Remote Systems is our company.
Systems.
We provide the service all over the world, not just here.
Awesome.
All types of different missions we do, but right now we're focused on the wall.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we just want to say we're honored and blessed to be part of all this. We want to thank Brian, Steve Bannon. What they have accomplished here is absolutely amazing. Get on, donate, love your country, buy some bricks, and fund this wall.
I couldn't say it better. I'm double micing it now. I couldn't say it better, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
K-Mac. J-Mac, and Guy. God bless you guys. And I believe we might have a music video.
I think we got another video.
Do we have one?
I think we do.
Let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Ten feet, 20 feet, 100 feet tall. Since the minute he be. Trump that. Trump there, Trump. Inside. Giving into what? Get great again.
Welcome back. Midge.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
You. Got to have the Build the Wall song.
Shout out to Jeremy Harrell.
Yeah, shout out to Jeremy Harrell, the artist.
Harrell, yes.
Jeremy Harrell.
Amazing guy.
That song. He's awesome. He's a MAGA rapper, and when I first heard that song, I said, oh my gosh, I have to make something to this. It is so funny. And our idea with it was, hey, let's make a music video that's both really funny, kind of sucks people in with a bit of humor, and then let's drop some really hard facts about illegal immigration and the negative effects that it has on the United States. And so it was kind of a double whammy, right? So people are watching because they're enjoying it, but then it's like, oh wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy, really?
Yep.
Wow, who knew that, illegal immigrants cost Americans nearly $120 billion a year, that we have this many crossings, this is crazy stuff. And so, we want to make people aware of it, but also have, hit them with a bit of humor, be entertaining, learn something at the same time.
Very cool.
We have a big thank you from our own network, our very own America's Voice News, our Rob, out at America's Voice, our Rob Schwartz. Thank you so much for the $1,000 donation.
$1,000.
Such a big deal. Rob Schwartz, thank you. Thank you.
Guys, we're over 700,000. Rob put us 700, another 1,000 on top of that. Our goal is 1 million. It doesn't stop tonight. It continues on. Keep going there. Rob, thank you for that. That's amazing.
You're going to have to ask him what he wants on his personalized steel baller.
Yes.
America's Voice News.
America's
What
Voice
does
News.
he say, right?
Oh.
And it'll say, get the app underneath it.
And it's going to say Ben and Tudor.
Maybe. Yeah, okay. Tudor for sure. Tudor for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Rob. And that's you know what? You get them with the humor, and then you suck them in, and you tear down that wall to build up the wall.
And then you feed them.
Yes.
And then you
speaking
feed
of
'em.
rappers or pipe layers, what is the official term for what you guys do?
Energy pipeline construction. We construct pipelines, oil and gas, all over West Texas.
And you're not here just to build to do pipelines. You guys were here with Beefmasters. You were feeding us these last 3 days.
Yeah, we got here Monday and fed y'all Monday, Tuesday, and today. Foreman Mike's been a good friend of mine for a long time. He called me last week, wanted to know if we'd come down here and feed y'all, and we see if we couldn't hook y'all up.
Well, I tell you what, I sure appreciate it, but I will say this. I didn't get any of the ribs, so I'm looking, and I heard those were amazing. The sausage was off the
That's because
hook.
David Zier ate them all.
He ate them all, I know. So I'm looking forward to coming with you guys and getting some ribs next time.
Well,
But
we
you
can
guys,
do that.
You don't just make killer beef. You're not just the beef masters. You guys really care about this project too.
Yes, sir, we do. You know, like I said, I've been friends with Foreman Mike for a long time. He called me when they started this project out here. You know, I wish that we could get more people to come and actually see what's going on down here 3 or 4 miles behind us where the fence ends. You know, people don't understand what is really going on over there and what we're trying to get done.
And you've actually had projects with the pipeline where you couldn't build because the danger was so high.
We had some jobs that we were going to do in South Texas, in Hidalgo, and they wound up canceling the project because it was too dangerous. It was 1.5 miles from the border, and there wasn't going to be enough security for my guys or for the job period, and they wound up squashing the whole deal.
And Kenneth, you've actually, so we've heard these stories of people getting shot at. You were one of the few people who has experienced actually building a wall.
Yes, sir.
And you were one of the few that I know that's been shot at. You guys have been shot at while it was happening.
Yes.
So you don't just make great beef. You get bullets flying at you for your country.
Well, I mean, I was fortunate enough. I'm glad to see we're moving forward with more wall. In 07, 08, I did 4 or 5 projects here in Santa Teresa area. And we finished, I did all the crossings in Santa Teresa, the border crossings, put all the gates and everything in. A sector coming this way through the cattle pens and down. We went down to Columbus, and that's where we were closing up a gap in the fence, and it wasn't 1,600 feet, but they had found a gap in the boulder-style fence like this. They had cut it with a sawzall, had been bringing drugs through, and I said, hey, we're here building the fence. I'll do it. Don't bring nobody that's going to charge you money. I'll do it for nothing, you know. So we went over Saturday night, and we fixed where they had, sawed it in two at the bottom. And so we fixed it, and no big deal. We got done. It was way after dark. And next morning, about 9 o'clock, they started shooting at us. So
when you say they, people on the Mexico side.
People on the Mexico side. And it was, I mean, I heard the shots. The guys were down from me a little ways, and I'm like, what are they doing? I seen all the guys hit the ground, and then they belly crawl to the truck and get in the truck. They come flying up the right of way. I said, what are y'all doing? He said, they're shooting at us. The bullets are bouncing off the fence. I'm like,
I'm laughing, but that's not funny.
Yeah, so we call Border Patrol and we get them out there. But it does happen, I mean, more than you think, because it happened a couple times with us. So.
Well, and what people don't realize is you are directly affecting, this wall is directly affecting cartels' ability to make money.
Absolutely.
Off of the American
Absolutely.
people. The drugs that they're running
Yes.
through that are killing Americans.
Yes.
This is preventing them from doing
Right.
it. Which is a great thing.
Yeah, when we put it up in 07, 08, there was a significant difference where we put the wall up. The drugs, it was so difficult. I mean, when there's a fence there, you can't just walk across. I mean, even the when they backpack it in, you still can't get over the fence. I mean, you can, but it's a lot easier to catch them.
Right.
We're not out there looking on the ground for footprints, where there's no fence at all. I mean, there's nothing but a 3-strand barbed wire fence. That's it.
Right.
Where there's no fence, no border, the fence, the barrier that we're putting up now, Only thing there is a three-strand barbed wire fence, and that's what we were replacing in 07 and 08. That's it.
People keep saying that these drugs are only coming in at the crossings and they're being caught. This, dispel this story that these guys are not coming across these rugged roads. That's where these drugs are coming in. You're seeing it.
Yes, we have one house that we were told that if we seen any activity at all, we had to shut the project down because it was a known drug house. So if there was activity at the house that was right on the border, a big, nice ranch, it was on the Mexico side, but if there was any activity at all, we had to abandon the area and we would have to reschedule whatever we were trying to do because it was too dangerous for her because, they don't care about life. I mean, they're trying to get their drugs across. They could care less about us. So if you're in their way, then they'll shoot you. They don't care.
I think that was such a valuable thing that you just said. They don't care at all about life.
No, not at all.
In 06, I had a friend of mine that was working for a gas company in South Texas, and he had called in. He's a red pumps. He had called in and said where he was at, what he was doing, and after about 45 minutes, nobody heard from him. So they sent Border Patrol out there to find out what was going on. And on the video, on the camera, on the dash of his truck, you see two illegals come out of the bushes. They shoot him, get in his truck, and drive off, and leave him laying there.
Did he die?
Yeah. Shot him between the eyes. I mean, it's people, bleeding hearts are going on about, this isn't this, and everybody's, playing with the video and changing the script. It ain't. This is real. Like I said, you can go over here 3 miles and you drive down that wall and you look at what's on the other side and what goes on 25 foot the other side of that wall. It'll change your perspective of 100%.
And that's what we're trying to do with your stories. That's what this Wall-A-Thon is here. And that's what we need people to go out and tell these stories, share these stories. These are the real stories of what's happening here at this border wall. Tell your friends, tell them to donate, because this, you know these walls work, right?
Yes, this really works. And I mean, for the bleeding heart liberals, y'all need to come to El Paso and take a look for yourself. I think it's wrong. Everybody goes on bashing Trump, and he's doing this and he's doing that. We come down here to do what we can. Look behind us. You can see what gets done when everybody gets tired of the BS, and we take it in our own hands and, do it ourselves. If that's what's going to have to be done.
Well, Keith, Kenneth, thank you much. I
Thank
enjoyed
you,
the meet.
guys.
Absolutely. Enjoyed the company.
Very good.
Keep rocking and rolling. God bless you guys.
Thank you for feeding us.
We're gonna go right over to our Angel families. They're gonna come join us up on stage. This last hour, guys. We want to give some shout outs. We've got Marianne Mendoza and Steve Ronenbeck are going to be joining us up here. And this is really what the story is all about. This is what we fight for. The thousands of Americans who have lost their lives, that we don't hear those stories. You don't hear AOC or Nancy Pelosi or Robert Francis O'Rourke or any of these Democrats tell the stories. Yours are the stories that America needs to hear. In this last segment, what is the last thing you want America to know? Why this is so important to you, to both of you? And right into it.
Marianne and I have been fighting 4.5 years, 4.5, almost 5 years for Marianne. What we'd like you to know is that over that 4.5, 5 years, the people that we've gotten to meet has grown exponentially. And it's not that we don't want to meet them. We don't want to meet them this way. I know that when I lost Grant, my family was devastated. I know Marianne and her family were devastated. So it's not, we don't want to meet people this way. We'd rather our kids were here.
Yeah.
We'd rather our kids were up here doing this because they wanted to, not because they've been killed by somebody who came here illegally. And now we're having to do this because we don't want this to keep happening.
There's nothing Steve or I could say or any Angel family could say that's going to bring our loved ones back. But there is everything and anything that we can say that would stop another American family from feeling the grief and the devastation that we've been through. This is why we fight. And this is why this wall is so important, because this is going to save Americans in the future. Our border security is something that, as American citizens, we are owed, and we deserve it from our politicians. And every day that I hear our politicians implementing new policies or new protections for illegal alien criminals, my skin crawls, because we are becoming sub-citizens in our own country.
Right.
And this is a point in history. I know my fellow Americans stand with Steve and I in our fight. I know all of you do. But when I see the amount of money that people are taking out of their budget, and some people can't even afford it, but they do it because they know it's the right thing to do. And I know this is important to more Americans than not. And I know for sure that the silent majority has got to become vocal now. We cannot be silent anymore, folks. This is the time. Donate, become a part of this, part of history. Get your name on a paper, on a ballot plaque, on a coin plate, and have this here forever. And you know what? We're calling this not Monument, we're calling it Monument 1, but it's spelled W-O-N. That's how we're spelling Monument 1 now.
Awesome.
You know, the one thing I'd really like people to understand, and I said it earlier, we're spending $156 billion a year on illegal immigration. That's just on illegal immigration. So, join us. Donate to us. I talked to a man earlier that on the phone, he called in and he's on a fixed income. He makes $13,000 a year. But he gave us $20 because he believed in what we were doing. So I guess what I'm going to ask the American people to do is, I want to get to $1 million before tomorrow morning. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to think of it this way. The money you're donating is a savings plan. And the word saving is literal. You're going to be part of saving lives. You're going to be part of saving money for the country. And if you keep helping us build and we get this border secure, that $156 billion, or like this year, it'll probably be close to $200 billion. That money can go to our homeless vets that don't have a bed, or toothpaste, or toothbrushes, or blankets, or food, or water. That money can go to education programs. It can go to paying off our $23 trillion debt window that we have. Why are we spending this money on people that come here illegally, that aren't supposed to be here in the first place? They're victimizing America. They're victimizing American citizens. They're killing our children. They're killing your neighbors and your friends and maybe even a part of your own family. Let's stop this. Be part of the savings plan.
Well, and I just want to say, Tom Tancredo said something to me yesterday that has stuck with me. You know, AOC is calling these concentration camps, but these people are flooding our border to go into these concentration camps. If they were that bad, why are they flooding our borders and why are they coming here? We have got to understand that, you know, this whole thing about, I was watching this morning on the news, and congressional committee questioning our BPE officers, Border Patrol officers, like they're criminals, and why aren't you providing toothbrushes and soap for these people? Why don't we have Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, Maxine Waters, and Kamala Harris before a congressional committee, and why aren't we asking them, why aren't they providing toothbrushes and soap for the homeless Californians, the homeless veterans? Why aren't they providing that for Americans?
Absolutely.
Why are we so damn concerned about these illegal invaders of our country? They've chosen this path. They've chosen to break our immigration laws. We owe them nothing. Sorry, but we owe them nothing. And we owe Americans everything, especially our veterans.
Amen.
I can't disagree with you at all. I mean, that if the American people, if they believe that, it's time to stand up. It's time to stand up and demand that our representatives do that, hold them accountable, demand that they're held to justice, and demand that we honor the lives that have already been taken and fight to protect so that no other life is. This is why I do this.
And I think it's so valuable what you're saying, because what you're saying is if we are taking our money and securing our borders, then our tax money can go to saving
That's
Americans,
right.
the mental health
That's right.
of our own citizens, these people on the streets, rehabilitation,
That's right.
and to stop the drug traffic that's coming in, and then save the people who have been addicted. You know, all of those dollars can go to our people, and that's just, we can put our money into this wall. Any money you can give up coffee for a week, and you can get money to this wall, and then we can, our tax dollars can go to saving American lives.
And I was going to say, I heard something, I was in one of my interviews the past couple days, I was speaking with a man who pointed out to me that he watched a documentary that was talking about how there are 30,000 American troops stationed on the South Korea border between South Korea and North Korea to help defend their sovereignty. And I'm thinking, we're doing more for a country halfway across the planet than we're doing for our own sovereignty and protecting our own borders and our own and Americans. And this is outrageous to me that we're not even willing to do this. But I mean, the way I see it is that these Democrats want these people to come here. They want to flood our system. They want the electoral votes. They want the future voters. And it's really, the sad thing is that we aren't even able, we don't even know who these people are, if they are criminals or their reason for coming here.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's it.
You know, and here's the biggest thing, and I call it a savings plan. You know, and Trump announced his re-election, keep America great. But if we don't secure this border, once Trump is out of office, who's going to save America then? And are we going to be able to?
I know. We're razor thin to losing this nation.
So we need to save America. So that savings plan, people, I'm asking. You've seen pictures in the story of my son, and you've seen the pictures in the story of Marianne's son. And we've shown you and let you hear from other angel families. Help us get over $1 million. And Grant and Brandon's picture is up on your screens right now, folks. Grant was 21. Brandon was 32 years old. It's heartbreaking to see my child's picture up there, because I know that we're here fighting because he's gone.
Well, and every one of these bracelets that I have on, and this is just like a grain of sand. This represents an American who has been killed by an illegal alien. And a wall may not stop everyone, but no wall will stop no one. And if that wall that we've just put up saves 100 lives, it's 100 lives that you and I know that we've been able to save. Our politicians could care less. They know the name and age and everything about these illegal children, these 10 illegal children who have died. They will never utter the names of their fellow Americans who have been killed by illegal aliens. And it's hundreds of thousands, folks. And the American Sheriff's Association said it's 25 a day, and that was in 2015 when they came out with those statistics. I've cut that down to 12 so that liberal minds don't explode when I say it's 25 a day. And so that equals 4,300 a year of your fellow Americans who were killed by illegal aliens, which means 63,000 Americans have been killed since 9/11. And it was a terrible day in our history when almost 3,000 Americans were killed in 9/11. This is happening every single year. More than that, every single year. Our politicians have become numb to it. We've become collateral damage, and it's time to stand up.
Well, thank you guys so much. Keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. This is just the beginning of a continued fight to save America. So
keep donating.
Keep donating. America, keep donating. And I believe we have an update. Do we have an update? Right Side Broadcasting? Liz? Just come over here, Liz. Come and join us. And then we're going to invite up Oath Keepers to join us as well. These last few minutes.
Thank you. We have 703,432. Congratulations, everyone.
A million by tomorrow. That's our goal.
You're staying with us to talk to us for a minute right now, right?
I'm staying with you, and I think
these
two gentlemen are going to join us today.
Let's get the Oath Keepers up. Yep.
We'll pass this around.
All right.
Come on, boys. What do y'all think about
I want to have Christian up here too, though. Are you guys? What's that?
Christian, what do you think of the $703,000?
I think it's a good start. You guys, I think it's a good start, but there's so much more that we need. It's time for America to step up. They raised $20 million when we first started this. It's time to get it to $40 million. Every American needs to stand up. You need to uphold your oath and support this country. And God bless you guys.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing job raising money for these angel families and for all of these people who've been affected by the border crisis, and also you're saving people in Central America and other countries trying to make this dangerous trek throughout Mexico and Central America to get here by placing this deterrent. Thank you guys so much for supporting this cause. We really appreciate you sticking on your paychecks and really, holding back on something this month or this week to help out. Thank you guys so much for supporting us through these next couple days, and we'll build that wall.
Yeah, kill the cartels. Best way to do that is put a wall steel across the border, or a wall boots on the ground, or both. Amen.
That wall, I'm an engineer by trade, and that wall is an engineering marvel. To do it in 17 days is just fantastic, and there's not a better return on investment than building that wall.
Tommy Fisher, huge shout out to Tommy Fisher. Right Side Broadcasting, it's such a pleasure to be with you guys. I see you everywhere. Again, everywhere. Yeah. No, I love it.
You guys have done an incredible job, as they've all touched on. You guys stepped in when the American government just wouldn't. As he said, this wall is a true monument to engineering. The Army Corps of Engineers said it couldn't be done. We built the wall, and you guys came out here and did it. It's beautiful. It's big. I think the president would be proud. So, President Trump, if you're watching, this wall's for you.
I just want to say it's not too late to donate. Like they said, I would love to get to $1 million tonight. They have been through this for the past week or so, especially the people who had to come out and prep this event, just in the middle of the desert, fighting for the rights and the safety of American people. So it is not too late to donate. Help us get $1 million. Call 855-855-WALL or go to www.webuildthewall.us. Let's get to $1 million.
Yes, keep donating all night,
Okay,
please.
so we have this wonderful group of young people here. I was told something that I asked you guys about, and it's about what you're donating. So do me a favor. I want you to tell the people what you guys are donating while you're here.
So Right Side Broadcasting Network will be donating 50% of all the donations that we receive through the YouTube Super Chat and our YouTube ad revenue as well. So all the donations we receive from you guys who are watching on our YouTube channel, on Diamond and Silk, all that, you guys are going to get, the wall will be donated by that money. So thank you guys so much for donating there. Awesome, Right Side Broadcasting is here to help as well.
Okay, folks, and just so everybody knows, you the people built this wall.
Yes.
You're the ones who built it. This is your wall. So the more you donate, that means you're going to get another wall that you built. It's your wall. These are your walls. You donated the money.
I want to go to some of these other folks too, Marianne, but we've got Christian and Jorge. We have Jorge here as well. Guys, there are so many people behind the scenes that you don't see that are fighting the fight for America, that have been a part of this for the last 3 days, doing amazing work. Christian is one of them. Jorge's another, guys. Brian, amazing jobs. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, just it's really, really great to be out here. It's been a great adventure, really, from day one, from the first panel that went up. Everybody here that's here right now, it's been an insane group effort. Really a pleasure to be, an honor to be right here, and it's literally history in the making. History in the making. Everyone get out there, donate. Brian, like I say,
and hang on, before Brian goes, so the phones are ringing off the hook, 855-855-WALL. Brian has been over there, and he has been handling the calls the last, since we started taking calls. This guy has been doing it, just killing it, Brian.
And we have been driving him mad, talking next to him, talking in your ear while
you haven't had a chance to get up here and just talk to the folks. Tell them why it's so important to you.
Well, Christian and Jorge and I, we're the local crew here. I'm the coordinator in West Texas and Southern New Mexico for We Build the Wall. And most of the people here will be gone in a couple of days, but we'll still be here. This is an amazing culture. The West Texas, Southern New Mexico, and North New Mexico is an amazing community dating back to the late 1500s. And things have changed over the last few years with the cartels coming into Juarez. And we would like things to go back to basically the way they were, because literally tens of thousands of families live on both sides of the border. And we want to make it safe for our friends and family members that live in Juarez and those that live in El Paso. So we want to thank Brian, and we want to thank this amazing team for making this wall happen for all of us. Thank you very much.
And this team is amazing. These folks, I don't know if you saw Marianne run off stage because she heard the phone
She heard
ringing.
the phone
Like,
ringing.
no one is
Angel
no one
Mom,
is exempt
Marianne
from doing
Mendoza,
anything.
was standing up here. She heard the phone ringing, and she's down answering the phones now.
If we missed your call, call back.
Call back, and you'll
She's
talk
over
to
there now.
Marianne Mendoza right now. Awesome.
Yeah, this team this week has been amazing. Everyone here, I'm so impressed that all of these people came out and set this up in the heat. It has been virtually over 100 degrees pretty much the entire time that we've been here.
Yes.
So many people went down for the count. I was out yesterday. I had to go get an IV.
And Steve Bannon, I mean, come on.
Yeah, Uncle Steve was looking after me. He was like, you are going to the doctor right now. I was trying to be a trooper, but he said no way.
Awesome.
But yeah, a bunch of people, have faced this
Jorge's
heat.
still standing back there, but I want Jorge up here. George, get up here. George, get up here. And
George
everyone
and
else back
Jorge.
there. Scott, Andrew, if you guys want to say something, you guys are behind the cameras. Should we
Hi.
take the mic out to them?
Hello.
Anything you guys want to add? If you've been sitting back there, and huge shout out to Lucky in the back. I love you, brother. Doing an awesome job. Chloe, get up here. Get up here now. And John.
Come on, Chloe.
John, do you want to say, John, are you joining us? I know you're writing on the board right now. America's Voice, John, producing, doing an amazing job. America's Voice app. You get up here and say it, John. You wrote it on the board. It's time for you to say it.
All right. So what did I write on the board? Hey, get the America's Voice News app. You can continue to contribute, continue to follow the progress on We Build the Wall. All right, the telethon's going to end in just about 5 minutes. I'm the stage manager, so make sure you end in 5 minutes.
We got it.
But
I got my
continue
my countdown.
following AmericasVoiceNews.com, where we'll continue getting money. We'll continue to support this mission because it's been great to see what you guys have done here locally.
Awesome. George, we got to get a British accent in here real quick.
Absolutely. It's don't let the Democrats take control. We can do this with or without them. We need to protect the border, secure this country.
Absolutely, man. I love it. Who do we got? Sorry, I took the mic.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to say thank you to the production team. I know you guys see up on camera. What you don't see is behind the cameras.
Yeah.
John, Christian, the entire team back there
Scott,
has been doing
Andrew.
an incredible job each and
Luke,
every day.
Luke in the production studio.
Long days in, late nights,
Luke,
early
our
mornings,
director,
and
yeah.
they've been so accommodating to us, so incredibly nice and generous, making sure everything works flawlessly so we can come up here and get you guys to donate to this incredible project. So a huge shout out to the team behind the scenes. They have done an incredible job. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for tuning in.
Chloe, did you have fun this past week here?
Yeah.
So you were the production helper. You were doing an amazing job on behalf of your dad, which who I am. I just wanted to say you did an awesome job.
Chloe was making sure I was okay, always checking in. How you feeling? Are you okay? Are you okay?
And you know what? This is honestly, so for those
The
of you out
youngest
here,
patriot.
the Angel families, you hear those stories, but it's about the next generation. It's about our children and our children's children. It's about protecting America. And really, we said this from the beginning. It's about becoming America again, where we, the people, come together. We fight for the things that we believe in. We don't rely on the government to do it. We don't rely on other people to do it. We do it. The American people do it. And that's what I love about this.
That's what we love about you in particular. I actually met him. We're rapping, but nice guy. All incredible people. We are just so proud to be patriots, to be American patriots, and to be fighting on behalf of you guys. So,
on behalf of America's Voice News, WeBuildTheWall.us, keep going there all night. Keep sharing it. Right Side Broadcasting, Fog City Midge, everybody that was here, Steve Bannon, Brian Colfax, huge shout out, amazing job. Amanda, everybody that was a part of this. Guys, keep going, and stand up for America.
Foreman Mike, We Build the Wall Construction. They are real. You've done a great job setting a benchmark. We have to get more donations in. It's really simple. We have 10 more spots to put in place. We've got the people that want to donate the land. We need your help. We need to get donations in. We want to start. You can buy a bollard panel. Put your name on it for eternity because you're not going to last forever. $5,000. Get that credit card out. Go to We Build the Wall US. Get on the phone and call in your order. If you can't do that, buy yourself a bollard tube for $1,000. put your name, your division, your ship, your friends, your family on there. And if you can't do that, get yourself a brick. It lasts forever as well with your name, your family, your girlfriend, whatever you want to put on it. You need to donate today. You need to donate now. Let's get on the game. America needs you. Get off the couch and let's win.